Alright, so let's have a look. Start from this end. Here we got the Kiwi, Canadian dollar. Got some news out. It's already done. We got some more out on the 15th. Okay, that's next week. Plenty of time. So this could, I think, turn out to be quite an interesting situation here, where we're seeing some serious rejection down here. There's a daily demand right in here. This little price structure here, there's a daily demand in there, which is what prices are reacting at. So if we go down to the 30-minute, we can take a closer look. This is what it looks like at the bottom. So what I like, we had this, you see, this is the low, price tested it, and then we came up and away from that. Yeah, so I think price is coming, ow, sorry, whacking my elbow. Price is coming down here, would be interesting. We've also got some, we had some micro demand, tested, removed by what? By something in here. Tested, removed by what? The origin of the move that went through it. I mean, it's right here. So there's, you know, something down here. Something down here-ish. This would be an interesting spot, I think, for prices to come down to. So I'm just going to mark that off. It's going to put an alarm there. We'll put a side end there, right there. Right there. Alrighty. Moving on. The Aussie yen. So we got this last night. Just here. Got out just here. Just kind of at the highs. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And now we're standing on this inefficient leg. If we look here on the weekly, we should actually be on the weekly. You can see here that this is testing just here. So we're actually testing a buy zone. Okay. Or time-based liquidity. Time-based because this is a low established on the weekly chart. We're just returning to it. So essentially, it's support. Weekly support. Okay, we're just coming back down to that now. So on the 30-minute chart, we're just kind of trying to eyeball these areas and see what they look like. And it looks interesting. We had a test here. We had a lower test. Let's see how much lower. Just slightly lower. Maybe 10 or so pips, a handful of pips below this one. It's good enough. Don't need more than that. And this is where price went down to, and then we slowly started to build a base and move on, and then we popped. Okay, so this is inefficient. Liquidity void. Prices are easy to rebalance these. And so the flip zone, I don't know if you want to call it a flip zone, but just like the place where we had kind of a bounce. Oops. Boom. Just do like, and we had some tests there. Then we moved away. And so the obvious place for prices to react at are around here. Okay, this is obvious. We have price inefficiency, have the buy zone is established right there. So anywhere in here is going to be fair game. And why this price here? Because this is the candle that released, the release candle. This is the low of it, and this is the first attempt to revisit this base here, this accumulation, which is probably a 4-hour zone. Okay, this is actually the zone. I mean, price has not been able to kind of rebalance that, and maybe we're just going to go like this, accumulate, and then just pop up, pop higher. Maybe that's the case. Maybe not. But I'm guessing that we're going to come back down here, and I think that because of this, bugger, wrong tool. Because of this. Okay, we got our lower low, higher high. We've kind of shaken out. We're shaking out liquidity at the end of that big weekly move, and so I would expect prices to do something here. Okay, so let's wait and see. I've got my alarm. I might have a look at that before bed here in Singapore time, it's 6 o'clock in the evening, so I'm going to be having my dinner soon, and so I might not get into these, but no worries. Price could just kind of fart around here today and slowly make its way down here and then be ready for action in the morning. So the Aussie yen, I'm going to mark that red, green. There we are, because I want to buy that. Okay, Aussie CAD. Got a similar situation going on. We got a low, which is just the low of this candle here. We talked about this in the symposium today. We're just revisiting that now. It's on the 30-minute chart where there's clarity. We got the alarm at the buy zone. This is kind of the breaking point. Okay, so looking at this, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, I think. And so I'm guessing that prices, if we go to the hourly chart, we could probably pencil it out a little bit clearer. Yeah. From here to here, to here, to here. And I'm guessing somewhere around here. Okay. Before we continue and rebalance this price inefficiency, I'm just going to mark that off actually with a tool so I can see it for myself. Here, 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 like that. That'd be nice. Okay, so back to the weekly chart and dollar Swiss franc. See, the dollar Swiss franc is looking really heavy, and there's the alarm. Okay, so we're revisiting these lows. It's kind of a biggie. Let's have a look what's on the monthly chart. Yeah, test. It's a test from here all the way back down here. We're actually testing. Test, test, test. But how did we test that? We tested it very inefficiently, didn't we? So we do have a fair deal of kind of inefficiency in this price movement just here. Okay, so let's check that out and see what that looks like. So we're looking pretty heavy. So let's see what price does here. Ideally, if we look at this, we have we're kind of returning somewhere. We're kind of getting there. We're still moving south, so I might wait a little bit just to see what happens. Looking really heavy, but what I do like, longest, long, smaller, smaller. You see how the candles are getting smaller here? That's giving me confidence that we might have a bounce here. So I keep an eye on that. I might take a tiny position here and just see how that goes. But ideally, all of this was taken out. If we just focus on this, this is a zone because it's been tested. And now it's gone. And the origin of the move is a little bit lower than where price is currently. And so where is it? Where is price? Where is price originating from for this move? Right here. So this is the window that we would look at. So I'd be happy doing something like that. I'd be much happier doing something like that than taking this right here, because price has not yet slowed down. So there's nothing to do for the time being. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to put that green. I can put that at the top of the list because that's probably the best one. It's the one that's most mature, ripe for picking. So I like that. So I'm just going to wait now. And this is also inefficient. So this is inefficiency that has been rebalanced, you know, and so I'm guessing prices continue north, considering what we could see on the weekly chart. Bugger off. Jeez, man. It's nice and easy. Weekly time-based liquidity. Okay, so we'll pop that there. Leave that right there. Maybe move it over here. Good, and we'll leave it. We'll go to the Kiwi yen. See, the Kiwi yen, we also had, I mean, look at this. Got in here, got out there. Boom, it flew to the moon. That doesn't matter, though. It's the same thing on the weekly chart. And we're just struggling to get past here. Oof. So we could even go down there. But I like this. I like where prices are now. This is kind of a zone that's been tested several times. Okay, so down on the 30-minute chart, I mean, we're just kind of feeding into it. And on the 1 hour, maybe even the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours decent. Let me move this one over there and do a bit of a draw. Actually, I'll just use the drawing tool here. A low, a high, a low, a low, a high, a high. Where's price coming? Guessing down here somewhere. Oops. Undo one. Oh, come on. These drawing tools, got to get used to these still. I can change time frames. Control Z also changes the time frame. Do, and then we'll put it like that. We'll leave that. So now we got our alarm on there. Maybe before bed, I'll put it in a decent order with a really nice stop, a wide stop, because I mean, looking at this, I mean, there's plenty of room for prices to rebalance the rest of this. There's no supply here. There's no supply up here. Okay, and so I think that we could easily continue to wriggle up. I'm just going to leave it here, put it on the 1 hour chart, and then we'll wait patiently. So that's also green. It's also a good one. Okay, let's have a look at the Kiwi American dollar. Similar thing on the weekly chart. We're testing these lows right there. You can see we had a really nice low. We ran below all of these lows. What does that mean? Well, that means that we have an order book. You know, we're at the bottom of the book, which means there's a lot of bidding down there. So I think that we could easily see prices move away. So going to the 30-minute chart. Yeah, we're still kind of moseying around. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah, so we got that here as well. You know, coming down here somewhere. I'm guessing we're going to come here and depart from there. You know, so planning this. We could put our entry around here and our stop below these and our target at the highs here. Oops. And our target just around here. That'd be a nice situation. Nice situation there. Okay, I'd be happy if we had a slightly different price pattern here. What you could also put your stop down here, because the likelihood of price coming down here is pretty low. But it does put you at a disadvantage in relation to your risk reward. Yeah, so probably best to wait for prices to come down here and see what they do, and make a decision once price gets there. But I like this actually quite a lot. I like that quite a lot. And we could do that for all of these. I shan't do that, but this one we could put the stop here, and the target we could put up here at the highs. That's not a very good is it? That just goes at 3. So here we have testing. We failed right here, and this is the origin of that move. So this is where we'd get out. Just here at the origin. That would be stretching it. That'd be a big move. Okay. All right, moving on. So yeah, so this is another long. Got that there. Got the alarms in place. Aussie dollar, American dollar. So on the weekly chart, I mean, a lot of these pairs are doing the exact same thing. Here we're just visiting the low of this bear candle. Bearish week, bullish week, bearish week, departure. Okay, this is where we closed above. Now this is kind of the base, and we kind of wriggled north from here. So currently we're sitting here. Okay, and here we have price inefficiency. We came back to here. You can see this is very typical price behavior. A high, price breaks through it, revisits it. You can see it's the exact same value, and then we move away from here. But I don't like this price inefficiency, because if you're going to take that, I mean, where would you put your stop? I mean, your stop would have to go, and you couldn't put it like this, because you don't know that price is going to leave there. You'd have to put it, I mean, below somewhere. And so, I mean, if you're going to go for a 3R, I mean, you'd have to do this, and that's, I don't know, unlikely to happen. Okay, let me reset this. Boom. Okay, so it's going to wait for price to come back here, down here, and we'll take it on here. I prefer this. Stop around here. Initial R around there. Okay, we'll leave it at that. That could be an interesting scenario. We'll wait and see. Okay, and here again we had prices. Let's draw this in. Sorry, got interrupted there. Here, here, here. I'm guessing around here. Okay, you need protection though, and we've been down here 2 times, so we could end up just coming down to here. But we need to see what price is going to do once it gets there, so we'll see. Maybe we'll have a kind of move back up into here or here, these price nodules here, maybe here actually. And then we might kind of rebalance, but that rebalancing is coming at some point. So that's also long. Dollar yen. What's going on here? Here we're getting pretty close. Actually, the dollar franc, that was also, see, we went a little bit further. Okay, we're going to wait and see. We could be seeing a heavy dollar. So I'm going to wait to do anything until we find that base. Just for good order, let's just mark that zone off. Oops, where we think that zone would be. I'm thinking it would probably be here around that low there, because this is where it left from. Okay, we'll wait and see. I probably got that alarm. Dollar franc, we'll delete that one. And we'll put another one in right here. Add. Rightio. Alright, dollar yen. Same thing. Damn mosquitoes. Weekly. On the weekly, we acted at this demand. Pretty close. Pretty close. In the hairs just above it. Yeah, you can see right there. Pretty reasonable zone there. Still a little bit to go. We could, in fact, wait for prices just to continue. We got a heavy dollar. Let's see what we got coming. So this is today. There's a lot of stuff going on. This is the 10th. This is the 10th today. Yeah, so we might, these are all red flag. Big inflation. Huge. These are big numbers. Really big numbers, which is great because we need volatility to bring price to our entry. Okay, so I think here it could bring us down to that daily zone right there, or we might come down to here. Okay, we don't know what those numbers like. I'm going to wait a little bit just to see how those numbers play out. Those are coming out. What time? 12:30. In about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'll be putting my son. It'll be almost bedtime for my youngest. We'll keep that like that. I like the looks of that. That's a long, potentially. Then we got another one, which looks exactly the same as the other ones. And this one here, it didn't find anything. This is the lowest it's ever been. If we go back to everything, all that we can see, we've never been down here before. So we're super heavy. Okay, so we're just finding a base. All right, and here, we're just waiting. Here we had a really nice pattern here. Boom. Amazing. Amazing. But we got this one as well. We got in just here. Spoke about this in the symposium today. You can go and watch that if you like. But we got in here. I marked off this zone. This is my entry. And the low of that candle, price went a little bit deeper. Then we popped up, so that was a real beauty. You can see the entry just there. Yeah. We got out there. So that was a really nice one there. But we're coming back into it. I don't know where we're going to go. We don't know. We don't know. We don't have to know, luckily. But I'm guessing. And we could be sitting on this little piece. Alternatively, we could go to the origin of the move. So here you can see that we had, let me draw it. We had this, tested, tested. And we removed it. But where did price have to go in order to smash that? Had to go to here, right there, the low. So we would move that forward, and that would be probably roughly where our entry would be. So we'll wait and see what happens once price gets back there. I have a Discord open on the other window. I've got my camera open. Looks pretty cool. Check it out. It's pretty funky. I like those backgrounds that you can create there. I like those a lot. I'll move that over there. And this is also, I'm doing this live now. If anyone wants to jump in, which you won't see. You won't see until it's recorded and published. Because I'm recording now, publishing later. Anyway, so let's check on that dollar yen. Yeah, so we're looking out. You can see like it's looking for those bids. But you gotta wait. We've got a lot going on today. Busy day. Putting an entry in now would be suicide. But we do want that volatility. Okay, going back here. Yeah, we're just waiting to see what happens. We'll move that down to here, which is that little price point there. And we'll consider taking that trade once it gets there. Tomorrow could be a big day. Yesterday was a big day, and tomorrow could be a big day. So this is a buy for the CAD, Swiss franc, Euro, Kiwi. See, this is the opposite scenario. We got a weekly highs right there. Huge rejection last time. Huge rejection. We had, look, this is multi-year. This is back in 2004, 5 years ago. And our price is coming back. We poked into that. What are we going to do? I'm guessing we're probably going to go lower, at least for a little while. Okay, so there's that level, And here we broke the lows. We had a low. Let's just draw these so we can see. Here we had these right there, and we tested them here, and now we're gone. This one cut through it. It's the origin of it. Well, it's just this whole swing here. We're probably going to see a reaction around here, like around here-ish. But, this whole move originates from here, like these highs here. So this could be a potentially price-sensitive spot. I'm guessing we might not get past that, because technically speaking, should price revisit this, we've rebalanced this. It's been rebalanced. It's rebalanced right there. We revisit a price point, okay, and so that would be rebalanced, technically speaking. In an efficient market, prices would be returning to the origin. Or would they? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But what we can see here is excuse me. We have a high, a low, high, a high, a low, a low. I mean, we're coming back. We're looking for something up here. Okay, so let's put that alarm there, which we've done. We'll put this somewhere here-ish. Put the stop above. Put our target down here at this price nodule-ish. I think we're probably going to go to these highs here and then have a bounce. So we'll leave it there for the time being. We'll wait and see. Okay, now it's in there. We can wait and see. Great. So that's going to be a short, isn't it? Red. Euro American dollar. Where are we? Again, asking that question, where are we? We're kind of in the middle, getting close to premium. This is premium. When price is up here, then it's time to sell. But until that, we could entertain the notion of buying because we're kind of headed up towards that zone. So we need to find some... No, there's nothing to do. I wouldn't do anything here. This is just price kind of moving around. Let's find something else to look at. The weekly. Okay, here. We're visiting the lows. We just visited. We did it again. And now we're right here. Okay, and so here we had... And here we had a lot of we had lows. We visited those lows again. So prices could easily kind of move back down to here somewhere and find that base, the base that's needed. You know, the bids. This is where the bids are, the juice. Excuse me, on a completely different topic. On last Sunday, at lunchtime, I stopped eating and I didn't start eating again until lunchtime Wednesday. So I had a 3-day water fast. That was a really insane experience. A lot of crazy things happened to my body and to my mind. On the 3rd day, I was experiencing almost, I don't know if you meditate, but if you meditate for any extended period of time, you have this feeling sometimes when you're meditating that you can feel. You're aware of everything at the same time, even things that are non-local, so things that are quite far away. And I had that feeling yesterday. I was at my son's school giving a talk, and I had that feeling during this talk. It was really remarkable. I could almost hear the thoughts of the students in the class. It was incredible. Then I broke my fast after that because I could feel that I needed some food, but it was insane, really insane. And the cool thing about it is the body on days 2, 3, it enters a stage of like autophagy, which is when the body recycles bad cells in the body. So if you have like cancerous cells or poor quality proteins or sick proteins, the body goes through and recycles them. And if you have cancer cells, and the body goes in and uses the cancer cells as food, it eats them. And so this is a really, really good way to force the body to kill cancer cells, and it does it incredibly efficiently. So I highly recommend long-term fasting, so 3 days and on, 3 days, 6 days, 9 days. Incredible experience. Anyway, we had an alarm that went off. I'm guessing that's the dollar Swiss franc. It is. Let's go see. Yeah, we're heading south, aren't we? We're not stopping there. So this is the origin of that move. So we might see a little bounce here. But I'm guessing we're not going to see any respect. I don't know, but we have a lot of data. There's a lot. Liquidity dries up in the market around these very volatile times. So we'll just wait and see. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we'll wait and see. So we'll go back here. Euro USD. There was nothing to do there. We're just waiting. I wanted price to come down here to kind of have another test, but it didn't. So whatever it might. Today, when the news comes out, we might visit these extreme price points. But what you can do, you can go to the daily chart during this stuff, and you can put your limit orders like at these above these like these extreme highs. Okay, and so that would bring us right here. Actually, we'll just take this one here. I just remove one of these, move it up there. That'd be the extreme high right there. You can put limit orders up there. I just leave the alarm there. Because price often goes up to these and snaps back, and so you could do that, like a test, if you wanted. And that's actually quite an interesting and a funny thing to test. I like to sometimes do that because price often goes to these major lows, as we've experienced many times, and just races away. Okay, so we're going to put that on a short there. We're not going to do anything. We're going to wait. Then I'll come back later on and and see what's going on. Okay, the CAD yen. Yeah, so here on the weekly chart, we're visiting these lows for the third time, first time, second time, third time. Yeah, and so we're here. Okay, actually we just saw this. We're just waiting for price to come back down here. Moving on. So this is going to be a long. We'll mark that as green. And we've got the dollar Canadian. Waiting on the news. Let's go to the monthly chart, see where we are. Yeah, we're heading off these highs. Look at that. Time-based liquidity, time-based liquidity. Where'd we go? Time-based liquidity. Was there any opportunity in here? Bet you there was. Let's have a look. So, okay, so we need to see the high. Okay, so this is the high. That's a tricky one, huh? We gapped up, we filled that, so yeah, so I mean, so we have some pretty unclear, pretty dirty, but we do have some zones. You got something here. We have another one here. Okay, so these could be zones that we look at. We wait for price to come back to them if it does. I don't know if we get there. No, we don't get there. We get close and then we move away. And so then you think, okay, well, what's price going to do? That starts to break away. Let me move to a higher time frame. I need to see this a bit clearer. Yeah, and so here we had a sell zone right there, and this is where price went to. We didn't even go to any supply, and this is a tricky one because there isn't supply. Well, there is, but it's up here. So this is price just like just bleeding. This is price just bleeding lower. And price came up to here. So we got to do the leg work, and here we can see pretty clearly there's something in here that's holding price. We tested it here, 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 and here, and then we finally moved through it. Where's the bar that went through it? It's actually this bar right here. This is one that closed below the top of this bar. I'm just going to put it like that. This is where we would expect price to react in the future, and it did. Now the zone is gone. Which one did it? Which one did it? What's kind of this one didn't. It went through. It didn't close, but on small time frame it certainly closed. But this one closed and it went down. So the lower this one, I mean, this is the buy zone for this demand. So we'll mark off this demand here. Let's take all of these candles. Okay, we tested. I can't do anything. I got to go this way so I can see. We tested, and now it's gone. Let's put that back on. I'll just do it here so I can use it. Move the chart around. I'm just going to start from here because this is kind of all over the place, this one. Okay. Tested. Removed. What area did it? Where's the bar that did it? This is the bar that did it here. But this is part of a move. You see smaller, bigger, biggest. So the acceleration. And so the entry is going to be above this. And as a matter of fact, I mean, this is, we've got a couple of zones. You've got this one here, right here, right there. Then we have the sell zone. The sell zone is right there. This is pretty much where we came to, actually. We didn't quite reach that. We kind of went up to the sell zone. Look at that. There we did. We moved that forward. We went right to it. Right there. And this is where we plummeted. Okay, so the first one tested the sell zone. Second one tested the supply. Very cool. And this is where we broke down. This is where we currently are. And so here we are looking for zones that have been consumed, that were historically respected. And where do we have those? Well, we've got something in here. It was tested. Now it's removed. What area did it? This is the candle that went through it. You zoom in so you can see. So the low of this one is kind of pointing to the edge. So it's probably in here. We just kind of mark off that. I mean, that's where price went to exactly. We actually have like almost a parent-child relationship. We actually have, yeah, you see the wick of that one is touching the wick of the low of the zone. Yeah, so that's it. Whatever. So that's gone now. Tested, consumed. What one did it? This one did, right. Come on. Come on. Right there. Let me move this. Right there. See? This candle, this is one that did it. Put the box on it. This is the zone that you sell at. Where do we go to? Right to the edge of it. We moved down. We even took out some micro demand in here. Oops. Once, twice. Consumed by what? Where? What? Expansion. So this is telling us that these are joined together. Go up to the top there. You know, I just take the top of that one, and that's roughly where we went to. We went through it, but whatever. This is where we saw those major declines. Come on, bugger off. Anyway, fascinating. And now we're there. Okay, moving on. Pound US dollar. God, that's 36 minutes. I'm going to stop. I'm getting tired of listening to myself talk. But here we have very interesting. So here we have something here. I'm going to put an alarm right there, and I'm also going to put a line there as well. Okay. Wait for price to get up there. Maybe it will today on the news. This could be an interesting day. Probably pretty busy, at least. Yeah. So, yeah. Just wait for price to get there. And also down here, we also have like a pretty important weekly zone here on the bottom here. This is demand. It's been tested a couple of times, right there. So we want to put an alarm down there at the lows. And you think, oh, it's going to take forever. You have to think about, we're looking at loads and loads of different assets. So it could get up there tomorrow. It could get down here next week. It goes quickly, especially when you're looking at this many assets. I mean, it can happen really quickly. Okay, good. So then we've got that. So we've got a couple of things setting up. Let me just mark off this. I don't even have the supply and demand software on. I should put it on there. It'll do this for me. So we got this right there. Zone. Tested. Now we're in the middle. Do we trade now? No, we don't. Why? Because we're right in the middle. We wait until we want to sell above the highs and buy below the lows. All right, that was 38 minutes. I'm going to stop talking now. But if you have any questions, please do let me know. Be careful today. There's a lot of red flag news. So just keep that in mind. And keep your eyes on these levels, and maybe you can get some nice trades out of it. All right, thanks once again for watching. And if you want to jump in a live session, just let me know, and I'm super happy to jump on in Discord. You can see here, I'm in here now. Just click on that button, and then you can join me, and then we can talk and you can ask questions or whatever. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching.